So this green black shadow deck, it's a weird mix. So this isn't like a lot of the typical shadow decks in Modern where you're like rushing to get Shadow online ASAP. You're kind of playing Shadow as a way to enable Varolz with Scavenge in a way, which is interesting. You can obviously play Death Shadow out if you're low anyways, but you're not like Street Wraithing and like Fetch Shocking super aggressively to like play your shadows out in this deck. There are only 4 1-mana discard spells in here, which might be a little bit low. Our curve's a little bit deceiving here because while there's 11 things in this 1-mana slot, Shadow's not a turn 1 play. We do have 4 Collective Brutalities to maybe balance that out a little bit, but I'm interested to see if that seems like enough disruption. Yeah, quite possible that we should have. Also, I think there aren't 4 Fatal Push in here. They're not 4 Fatal Push in this deck. There's only 3. There's 3 Fatal Push. I guess there's 4 Assassin's Trophies. So like, there's an okay mix of spot removal. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, this is fine. So again, I feel like I'm not supposed to be rushing to getting my Death Shadow into play. So I think I'm just gonna like hang tight for a hot second. Yeah, your crown isn't there, Nivik. Can you check your, if you check you click your little gear, you have display settings that you can configure which things show up. Yeah, the fact that Lotleth Troll has Trample is pretty big deal with like Varolz plus Death Shadow. Varolz gives your creatures a mechanic called Scavenge, which means you exile them from your graveyard and put 1/1 counters on a creature equal to its power, which is pretty good, honestly. Well, Oprick, I can't just get rid of all of the decks I've already accepted in the queue, so the decks that are already in the queue need to be played through. I think I'm just playing Tireless Tracker here because I want to be able to play Tasigur out next turn. They're playing like Eldrazi and Taxes or something bad. Something bad confirmed. I mean, this turn's going to be really good for us. We're going to make 2 clues. We're going to Fatal Push this. We're going to play a Tasigur. We're going to put them in the ground. Good job. Good job making no plays that impacted the board till turn 3. Like, our deck's not even that aggressive, and we're just like running them over. Clean, honest living. Oh no, not Thoughtseize. How will I ever recover from this immense card advantage? That's funny. Why would I double discard? I'm just gonna attack with these 2. Get that. Trolls regenerate, chat. Your move, Yugi boy. The Broken Lawyer, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I'm doing all right. I am live without Dayquil for the first time in a while, so that's a step up. I think I want Last Hope in my deck. I'm still a little congested, but I'm definitely like I'm like a 5 out of 10 as opposed to a 4 out of 10, or maybe a 6 out of 10 if like 8 or 9 is normal. I haven't been sick for a while. My kids were sick for 2 days before I was sick. So a little under a week to like full cycle of cold is about average. Scavenging, honestly, okay, so like, and this is part of the problem with decks like this. I'm like looking at what this deck is doing and I'm looking at the matchup and I'm like, am I just supposed to like, am I allowed to just like cut these cards and just like be a bad green black deck? Is that what's supposed to happen here? It feels like I'm kind of just a bad green black deck. Why do I want to trim Brutalities? Brutality kills a number of their creatures. It also teams up with Liliana and the Last Hope to kill some more of their creatures. They're a Tidehollow Skull or Thalia deck. They're a Flicker Wisp deck. It kills up with Thalia to kill Displacer. Usually their deck only goes as big as Thoughtseize. Thanks for the wonderful content. Mikey, thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'll keep that. Spell's a spell, right? Sand is not particularly good against turn 2 Thoughtseize. Oh, you know what? I technically made a mistake there on 2. I should have, or on 1. I should have fetched on 1 because they're a Leonin Arbiter deck. I do not want to put a land on top of my deck. All right, not my thoughts, Poppy. Honestly, maybe I'm supposed to trim all the Varolz in this matchup because Varolz effect is pretty bad against Displacer. Hey, AK Ratter, thank you for the 12-month resub. I knight thee, Defender of the Realm. Go forth and protect us from Twitch chat. Thanks for keeping me employed here. That is standard staple Glowspore Shaman in play. I'm going to play the basic forest rather than a fetch land here because this could ambush us with the Leonin Arbiter, and I'd prefer not to die to that. Voyus, thank you for the 8-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for the biddy, Smitterg. No worries, Varvente. Congrats on your finish. I think I would need to see more play Savage Rocker. They both seem okay, honestly. Alright, so I'm going to trim all the Varolz for the last game if we go to a game 3. Your choices are like the 3-1. Just a second, Varolz. The choices for the Glowspore Shaman slot are like the 3-1 or Satyr Wayfinder, which maybe Satyr Wayfinder is better because it like actually draws a card, but it's definitely less aggressive. I guess I could draw a removal spell next turn and kill this, but Displacer Thought-Knot is probably in the game. The best way... So here's... I think this is something enough Magic players don't do. You shouldn't think of a 1-mana spell to a 2-mana spell as 1 more mana. What you need to think about is going from a 1-mana spell to a 2-mana spell is 100% more mana. So when you say, well, going from 1 to 2 is just 1 more, it doesn't sound like a lot, right? But when you factor it in that it's double twice as much, then it can kind of put it in perspective, like what it actually means. Yeah. Yeah, we'll play some more. This definitely just feels like bad green-black at the moment. Paradise Sal, thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. For standard, Grixis midrange, sounds good. In. Again, I want to lead on my fetch lands because I would prefer that I don't get Leonin Arbitered. I have Shadow in my opener here. Maybe I'm gonna fetch Shock aggressively this game. So I can do 8 to myself with this hand. Yeah, I think I'm gonna fetch Shock aggressively here. That's just good clean deck building right there. Yeah, that's fair, Nivek. It's definitely Determined is definitely worse against the non-counterspell decks, right? It, like, has a higher floor when Silence doesn't have a text box, but... That's a perfect draw. Means I can put this Tasigur into play here. Hey, Scouty, thanks for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's for the half a year. Would Nullhide Feryx take the place of Baloth? Probably not. We have a lot of non-creature spells. Brutal. Now, I think with what this deck's trying to do, Lotleth Troll is definitely better than Grimflayer. Grimflayer is probably better than the 3-1, though. I could see that being the case, that, like, Grimflayer's the card that's, like, less embarrassing than Glowspore Shaman. No, Obstinate Baloth. If Obstinate Baloth could be put into play off your own discard spells, that would be like a busted thing people would do in Modern. Yeah, the reason to hold it is because Lotleth Troll can just die like this. And, like, eventually they're going to deal some damage to me. And I'd prefer to be able to gain some life down the line. Like, obviously I'm not playing this next turn, but, like, at some point we're probably going to play it. Oh, I should add the new emotes to this. What did we add? We added Smart, Thin, and Handwave, A+, and Salad. Gosh, we added so many more emotes. Get all those awesome emoticons. All right, so they took my card. How do you feel about just smashing here? I think we just smash, right? It's possible I could, like, Brutality this, but, like, them having a second blocker doesn't really matter here. I guess it means they could double the Tasigur, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm not going to give full context for these tweets. I'm just going to respond to them really quick. There's full context for these people. If you aren't going to ban everything that is offensive like Twin, just banning some of it is nonsense. Either get rid of all the bullshit or get rid of none of it. It blows my mind. And it's just like, I love that the irony on these people, they're so incredibly stupid that, like, wait, did they just, like, take this hit? Are they going to 2? Are they dead? I think they're dead. Modern is a format full of decks that feel bad to lose to. Like, I don't, like, it blows my mind the number of people who will defend Splinter Twin being banned, like that Twin is too good, and, like, also tell you that KCI is fine, and that, like, these other things that exist that are obnoxious are fine. Like, I'm all for, like, we think KCI is fine, we think Dredge is fine, we think Hollowed One is fine, but, like, can we also just, like, play the other things too? KCI is Crocklon Ironworks, the eggs deck that that's been very successful. Seems fine. I have 2 copies of Grey Ogre in my hand, but the rest of the hand is fine. Yeah, I agree, Noltad. From a feelings perspective, I definitely prefer to lose to Splinter Twin than to lose to KCI, or even Tron, really. Like, Tron doesn't, like, Tron's, it's not the same, my opponent's taking a 10-minute turn helpless feeling, but it's a, you know, they play their turn 3 card, and the game is basically over, but I'm going to keep playing because I'm not actually dead yet. Yeah, I love when people are like, well, you have to hold up interaction to Splinter Twin or you die. It's like all the good decks in Modern require you interact with them or you die. Also, like, all right, just for like another hot second of Jeff does social media, I'm actually unsure who's more stupid. The people who defend Splinter Twin or the people that defend Ironworks while saying Splinter Twin is too good, or these people that have, like, no idea how ban lists work altogether. So like these people go, well, people think we should unban a couple of things, so just unban everything. Just like not a clue, or like maybe they do have a clue and they're just like anarchists. They're idiots or anarchists, one of the two, right? Like there are cards that we very obviously need to stay banned. And like that illogical jump from there's some cards on the ban list that shouldn't be there to everything on the ban list shouldn't be there, please unban everything, is just so absurd. It's like just because like there's Splinter Twin and Stoneforge Mystic on the modern ban list that shouldn't be there, like that doesn't mean we need to like unban Chrome Mox and Skull Clamp and Umazawa's GTA, right? Like those cards can stay where they're at. Those cards, nobody's saying those cards need to go anywhere. Yeah, I agree. The number of cards that interact with Splinter Twin far outweigh the number of cards that interact with something like ACI. That's fine. I didn't want to cast my spells anyway, but I have this 3-1 in the Treetop Village, and they're going the distance. They're going for speed. They're all alone in this time of need. They're racing and pacing and plotting the course. They're actually gonna go the distance. I don't understand what's going on. Like, nice deck, I guess. Like, discard spell tips. Here's my 3-power creatures. I have no idea what the opponent's deck is doing. I'm gonna board in Last Hope. They play discard spells and Abzan lands, so I'm gonna board like it's a Jund Mirror. They play discard spells and Abzan lands, so I'm gonna board like it's a Jund Mirror. I'm gonna trim the 4th Varolz, because this card's really bad. I don't want to draw multiple of them. Powerful cantrips make miserable gameplay. In my opinion, powerful cantrips make miserable gameplay. One of the greatest things about Magic is variety of gameplay. One of the strengths Magic has in relation to other games. And powerful cantrips reduce variety of gameplay. They make it so your games are less varied. And now the flip side of that is I often hear people try to make the argument that varied gameplay means high variance gameplay, which isn't true. You can have varied gameplay that's not high variance. It just means you're not doing the exact same thing every game. You're playing different cards that have a similar game plan. Yeah, and it adds more shuffling. God, the shuffling. If I'm going to be completely honest, part of the reason I'm playing Elves at the Invitational is because I hate shuffling. I think Green Sun Zenith reduces variety of gameplay in a different way than 1-mana cantrips do. Do you disagree with that assessment? I agree that they both reduce variety of gameplay, but they do it in slightly different ways. I also think that toolbox decks tend to struggle in Modern, and Green Synth could potentially make toolbox decks playable. So making a new archetype playable that's not currently playable is something that's worth trying to do, in my opinion. Man, can we talk about how rancid this Glowspore Shaman is against my opponent's board full of 1/1s? It's really bad. I think I'm going to escalate this and kill a token and look at their hand. We're pretty dead here, right? Yeah. Giving a brief expectation of help with that. Yeah, so in the Discord, that's actually a good plug. For people that are subs, if you want a chance to get some free merchandise or signed playmats or stuff like that, or little extra goodies or free points to bump decks in the queue, in the subs Discord, there are 2 VOD stamping channels, and basically the timestamps for matches that go underneath my videos, different subscribers contribute those. So basically, when you're watching the videos, you just, if you're going to timestamp a video, you just post to that channel, hey, I'm going to get timestamps for this video that doesn't have timestamps yet. And then as you watch the video, or if you just want to skip through it, you just note the starting times of every match played in the video and what deck the opponent's playing, and you just post them in that channel. And then Christy logs how many videos people stamp for, and we have a list of things as you collect points for doing that you get stuff for free. We send out tokens and pins and playmats and stuff like that, or points for the queue, whatever you want. There's a list of what you get for it. Hey, Sen Tripical, thank you very much for the Prime support. I appreciate that. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. Oh, you know what? I left these Fatal Pushes in my deck. These Fatal Pushes should probably be Thoughtseizes. Ideally, you need to do, if you say you're going to do a video, you need to just do the whole video. But no, you don't have to pick the videos in the order they're published. You can just pick any video that doesn't currently have matches stamped for it. So like if you open a video and it says timestamps pending and nobody's claimed it in that channel, that means that it's free up for grabs. Could you kindly speak about Possibility Storm? Possibility Storm is one of the many bad blue-red control decks that exists in Modern. I think it might be the least bad because its combo finish is actually pretty powerful, but we played it a bunch on stream previously. You can find a bunch of videos of it on YouTube, and my conclusion by the end of playing it last time was that it just didn't feel good enough. CJNJ, thank you very much for the brand new Tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here with that. Welcome. Tough Ghost, I think it's absurd that I'm just so excited to just like, I think that's the thing I'm looking forward to most about a new non-rotating format, is not having to argue about the crap that goes around the Modern ban list. Just like, it blows my mind that anybody can even think about the Green Sun Zenith for a Dryad Arbor being too strong in a format where KCI and Dredge exist. What banner on the website, Scouty? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Thanks, Brennan. I appreciate that. You tell me my Stream Decker won't work for you. I do not make Stream Decker, and I am not technical support for it, so I really can't. Oh, Possibility Storm. They do magic puzzles, so they're kind of like brain teaser style things. They give you a board state, and they show you your hand, your opponent's board, and then your cards in play and your opponent's life total, and you have to try and win the game that same turn. If you actually look on my YouTube channel, we did a part of the sponsorship agreement with them is that I'm doing one of their puzzles on stream every week, and we did one of their puzzles on stream Friday, and the replay of doing that puzzle is up on YouTube. It's possible I should have waited till I could make a clue with that tracker, but I didn't want to like not use my mana that turn. Like I only have Grey Ogre in play here, so yeah, I agree, Jagner. People don't understand that like power levels of formats are contextual, and like they're evaluating cards now exactly like you said, how good they are now based on how good they were in previous formats. Yeah, they're really sweet. They're really well done too. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, when they approached me about sponsoring the stream, I was I was assuming their puzzles were going to be bad, and then like I started looking through them, and I was like, these are like actually challenging. Like I play a lot of Magic, right? So like, and I feel like if I found some of the puzzles challenging, like most people will find them interesting. Guys like ever beat a Lingering Souls? Just like never in a million years. I am better than I was over the weekend, but I'm not 100% yet. Maybe I should have Fatal Pushed one of these, so that way I could play Tasigur this turn. Yeah, last hope's a good draw. We do have 3 of those. I play a Sorin and put us in the ground. Feels bad, man. Gonna lose my Tasigur. What makes Alpine Moon so good? I mean, Alpine Moon isn't anything super special. It's a playable card that's good against things like Tron and Valakut Titan. And a big part of the reason why that card is good is because of the mana efficiency it offers. So the fact that Alpine Moon is a disruptive card for a single mana is a big deal. Yeah, the lack of Deckmaster is kind of a huge letdown for MTGO / modern content. Deckmaster makes Magic content a lot more accessible. So, one of the things you want to do with Tasigur is you want to use the Delve to control which cards are left in your graveyard. So even though I could pay 1 more mana here, I'm not going to, because I want to exile both the Fatal Pushes from my bin, because if I activate Tasigur, I do not want to get back a Fatal Push. I think Blood Moon's a very bad card in Modern. I think it's a card that like gets some free wins on occasion, but overall it's like not particularly good in the format. A lot of the decks that are really good in Modern don't care about Blood Moon. All right. Attack Solemn Visitor. Attack Lord of Innistrad. Sorry, yeah, attack Lord of Innistrad. Peace, Dannon. Have a good one. So those are gone. I get to trophy this dork, and then I get to play my other Varolz out. Nivik with the sub-gift Rooney. Thank you for that. Trophy's fine. It's like nothing to write home about. It's just like another playable card. It's like Fatal Push. It's like a card that you're happy to play and you're going to register 3 to 4 of them, but like it's nothing that you get super excited about. And you're like, this didn't break the format. Instead of the same 20 to 30 dominating the... I don't know what you expect out of a Magic format if you think like 20 to 30 decks isn't reasonable. I think you have some severe unrealistic expectations of what a TCG format can be if you think 20 to 30 decks isn't reasonable. I'm gonna be done with this one. This deck is this deck is bad green black rock. We took green black rock and we added, what do we do? How many we got here? It's 16. We added 16 cards. Some of which are really low quality, others of which are modern playable but don't have the synergies in this deck to happen, and it's just not good. Just like we took an archetype that's pretty reasonable, and we cut a lot of the core cards to add a bunch of cards that are just like clunky and bad. So just don't think this deck was particularly impressive.